Hello, my name is Pat Jacobberger, and I'm a Judge Emeritus for the Cat Fanciers Association. A Judge Emeritus is a title that's generally given to somebody who's retired from the judging program, which I have. And I want to start by thanking the Half Moon Club for inviting me to judge a couple of fun rings in their virtual cat competition. These virtual cat competitions online are becoming all the thing to do, and they've done a very, very fine job of pulling this together. We'd like to start out by first thanking our sponsors and encouraging you to seek them out. Zymox is a grooming product that is often found in places like PetSmart and those kinds of large box pet product stores. But many of our sponsors are small online sponsors. Dr. Elsie's, of course, is litter, and they have other products as well. So consider shopping in those places as you move forward during our COVID-19 lockdown phase. My finals this morning, or I should say today, deal with the Rainbow Bridge. And for those of you who haven't heard the story, the Rainbow Bridge is the theme of several works of prose and poetry that were written in the 1980s and 1990s, all of which speak of otherworldly places where pets go upon their death, eventually to be reunited with their owners, with us. The stories tell of a lush green meadow just this side of heaven. The Rainbow Bridge is the name of both the meadow and the adjoining bridge connecting the meadow to heaven. According to the story, when a pet dies, it goes to the meadow, restored to perfect health and free of any injuries. The pet runs and plays all day with other pets. There's always fresh food and water, and the sun is always shining. However, it is said that while the pet is at peace and happy, they also miss their owner, who they left behind on Earth. When their owner dies, they too arrive at the meadow. And it is then that the pet stops playing, turns, sniffs the air, and looks into the distance where they see their beloved owner. Excited, they run as fast as they can until the owner and pet are once more in union. The pet licks its owner in joy while the human looks into the soft eyes of their pet, who might have been absent on Earth, but never absent in their heart. Then side by side, they cross the Rainbow Bridge together into heaven, never again to be separated. Now, if there are any dry eyes in the place, we'll move on, because I almost lost it there a couple of times. First, I would like to say that the stories that accompanied these entries had me in tears throughout this judging experience. Stories told of trust, rescue, redemption, friendship, patience, and of course, love. And second, every entry in this group is deserving of recognition. I was limited to selecting 15, but all of the cats that were entered were special and memorable, and I enjoyed reading all of their stories. So without further ado, we'll move on. Make sure I've got my tissue by my side here, because some of these stories are tear-provoking, shall we say. My 15th best Rainbow Bridge kitty is a cat named Orlando. This kitty is a pedigreed Burmese cat. Having bred and lived with Burmese over the past 50 years, I do have a soft spot for them. Orlando was sweet, funny, and a little grumpy, all of which can be characteristic of Burmese males, which can be real mommy's boys. So 15th best goes to Orlando. 14th best is Karate Cat. This is a black and white female kitty who was found under a window one stormy night. She blossomed from a bedraggled kitten into a show cat. Her owner thought that she was a male cat, only to find out from a judge who was about to crown her king of the household pets that he was a she. She crossed over the Rainbow Bridge at the age of 18. which is which is a wonderful achievement. Often our cats only average about maybe a 10 to 12 year lifespan. My 13th best cat over the Rainbow Bridge is Jojo, or should we say Calamity Jojo. She was rescued from a dust bin, and she was remembered as a real little character, mischievous and hyperactive, which constantly landed him in trouble, and it quickly earned him the name of Calamity Joe, black and white. There he is with his pistol and his cowboy hat. My 12th best cat is a cat named Julius. Kind of reminds me of a sweet ragdoll cat. Perhaps he is. Described as full of life and a toy lover, he was going to be a show cat until COVID-19 canceled our lives here. One day he woke up and wasn't able to eat. They took him to the vet. Studies revealed a fast-growing form of cancer. And but here you go, Julius. You are now a show cat with a final under your belt. 12th best. My 11th best is a cat named Louis Armstrong, or Louis Armstrong. He's a Norwegian forest cat, and he was the only male kitten in his owner's very first litter. And I can tell you that first litters have a real soft spot in breeders' hearts. Anyway, she decided that there was something special about him, and so she decided to keep him, and he became her best friend. He's described as a gentleman who never missed a meal, but who would stand back and let all the female cats eat first. He served for as the household protector of kittens and let them snuggle up against his big warm coat. One day, Louis faltered in the simple leap onto a cabinet, and he crossed over the Rainbow Bridge a few days later, excuse me. So he's my 11th best cat. He's a beautiful Norwegian forest cat, by the way. My 10th best cat is the black and white bicolor named Oreo. By now, you probably observed that I'm a soft touch for black and white cats. There's just something that says to me that they're well-dressed. Oreo was rescued from the SPCA when he was 6 weeks old, after having been found alone on a beach when he was about 3 weeks old. Now, a 3-week-old kitten can't do much navigating for themselves, and they can't feed themselves. So it's a good thing that somebody found him and brought him to the SPCA. Oreo had an easygoing manner and loved every member of the family. He was especially attached to the young boy of the family and followed him every second possible. He passed due to cancer at the age of 12. Oreo, your 10th best cat in the Rainbow Bridge competition. Another black and white cat, this time a long hair. Her name is Cordelia. She was a cast-off kitten who adopted a new owner. She was scuffed up and starving, and she kind of marched up to the front door of her owner's place of employment, demanded entrance, and then won her over by kneading her with her little white paws. You know how cats knead on your knee or on your tummy. She's remembered as being a gentle, clever, playful, and cuddly cat. And she grew up to be beautiful, which this picture attests to. She lived to be 18 years old. Cordelia, 9th best Rainbow Bridge cat. Mr. Kitty. Sometimes people rescue cats, and sometimes cats rescue people. Mr. Kitty is remembered as a friend who taught an important life lesson and gave his owner a reason for living. Mr. Kitty, your 8th best in the Rainbow Bridge competition. He's probably a brown tabby, mackerel tabby, and he's got a nice stretch there. My 7th best Rainbow Bridge kitty is Clarice. Rescued from a trip to the pound, Clarice was a beloved companion for 16 years. This photo was taken on a day that she decided to capture the remotes and hold them hostage. so that she could watch Animal Planet and the Food Network. 7th best cat in the Rainbow Bridge competition, Clarice. 6th best cat is a pedigreed Burmese cat. His name is Donato. He's described as debonair, smart. He loved kittens and had a pronounced sense of humor, all of which are characteristic and endearing of the Burmese cat. They can be real characters. And of course, look at his beautiful shiny coat. I'll bet you he was a show cat too. Anyway, Donato, your 6th best cat in the Rainbow Bridge competition. 5th best cat is a cat called Sweets. She's a tortoiseshell and white bicolored cat. She's a rescue from the SPCA at the age of 3 to 4 months. She was beautiful, highly active, and she was independent. And she loved the outdoors during the daytime. She was described as small, but she was tough. She managed to chase every single neighborhood cat and dog out of their yard, never to return again. She lived until she was nearly 20 years of age. So that's a real achievement. Sweets, 20 years. Your 5th best cat in the household bridge competition. My 4th best cat in the household or in the Rainbow Bridge competition is another black and white. His name is Marco. He's hugging his owner's daughter's doll. He was left on his owner's porch one evening. They just rang the doorbell and they opened the door, and here was this baby cat. He was adopted into a family with 2 other cats. They weren't looking for a 3rd cat, but one day it seems that this owner's husband informed her that his name was now going to be Marco. That's kind of like an invitation to stay for the rest of your life. He was a complete mama's boy. His picture here was taken the day she walked in on him hugging one of her daughter's favorite dolls. Marco crossed the Rainbow Bridge in 2017. Marco is 4th best in the Rainbow Bridge competition. My 3rd best in the Rainbow Bridge competition is another pedigreed cat, at this time a Persian. His name is Little Boy Blue. It seems that he's a blue and white bicolor Persian. This is a black and white photo, so if you're trying to figure out where the blue is, it's not in this particular picture. Anyway, he was given as a gift to this woman's young daughter. They became inseparable. They played together, they slept together, and they traveled all over the eastern United States going to shows because he was a show cat. They explored new places and they had fun like all friends do. They were very best friends. His favorite thing to do with his friend was snuggle and cuddle. Unfortunately, one day he became sick, and after many trips to the vet, he crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. So Mr. Little Boy Blue, our 3rd best Rainbow Bridge cat. My 2nd best cat in the Rainbow Bridge competition is a cat named Papard. And yes, he's named after the actor George Papard, who happens to be his owner's favorite actor at the time. He was found in under a car in a parking lot, a little tiny malnourished lynx point. He won his owner's heart by hugging her and purring. You know, there's a lot of cats who will put one leg on either side of your neck and then just settle in. And it's a very endearing characteristic. I had a cat such as that as well. He lived a long, happy life up until the age of 16. And Papard is my 2nd best cat in the Rainbow Bridge competition. My best cat in the Rainbow Bridge competition is Duffy. This is a wonderful story, you know, and often some of the best cats that we have in our families are cats that we had to win over with trust first. Duffy was first seen hiding in the back of the property of his owner's home. And she described him as a pathetic looking cat who was skinny and matted and had bald spots. It took a while to win him over, but bit by bit, she would move the food dish closer to the house until finally she was able to feed him out of the weather and sheltered. It took about another year before he would let her touch him. So my guess is that this cat was never in a human home, had never had association with humans. He was a feral cat. And these cats take a long, long time to earn their trust. But once he learned to trust her, they were able to get him to the vet for a checkup, vaccinations, dematting, and neutering. And he became an affectionate and devoted cat. They weren't sure of his owner isn't sure of his age when he was rescued, but he lived 8 years with them before he passed over the Rainbow Bridge. And as you can see from this photo, Duffy was loved and well cared for. That's beautiful grooming for a long-haired cat who spends part of their day in the outdoors. Duffy, you're the best cat in my Rainbow Bridge presentation. And I want to thank you for your attention and for watching my final. Have a great day.